Ready, Darrell?
Go for it.
Call the meeting to order. Mark Hall, would you mind doing our invocation, please?
Okay. Dear Heavenly Father, we just thank you for this evening. We just thank you for the opportunity to meet and discuss the city business. Father, we just ask for your guidance and direction and give us wisdom beyond our years to understand what's going on, plus to be knowledgeable enough to make the decisions that we need to make for the betterment of this community. We just thank you so much for your son, Jesus, and we just pray all this in his name. Amen.
Amen. Stand and join me in the pledge. The flag, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, roll call, please.
Lau.
Here.
Hall.
Here.
Brennan.
Here.
Parker. Here. Rowe.
Here.
Miller.
Here.
Inman.
Here. Citizen comments, and since they're on the agenda.
They're on,
Yeah, we don't, okay. I don't think anybody else is here for citizen comments, so we'll go to number 9, consent agenda. Discuss consideration of possible action on consent agenda. The following items are considered routine by the Lindsay City Council and being acted with one motion. Discussion desired on any item, that item will be removed from consent agenda, considered separately. There's A, B, C, D, and E. Anybody want one removed or question?
No, but your payments and your over 5,000, did they get those passed around? So those had to be redone, so.
I make a motion to approve the consent agenda.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded. Roll call, please.
Inman.
Yes?
Miller.
Yes.
Rowe.
Yes.
Parker.
Yes.
Brennan.
Yes.
Hall.
Yes.
Lau.
Yes.
10, consideration of items removed consent agenda, 11, Cheryl and William Perry to address flooding, discussion, consideration, and possible action on flooding. Is that you guys, right? Well, come on up here to the microphone, please, and that way everybody can hear you and we can hear you too, so. Where, and you guys live where now, for sure?
606 Jean Avenue.
Okay.
Miss Haley's place.
Haley's place, okay. I mean, I'm not, I just, that's why we know who lives there. Charlie Haley's old place, yeah.
Right,
okay.
yeah.
All right, go ahead.
Okay, well, I think it was a year ago a work order was actually put in when I came down to talk to somebody at the town about the flooding. It's just gotten worse. This last storm, we had a 50-foot tree just topple over, root ball and all. Our ground is so wet, we're losing trees. It's coming down Alice, coming down Northwest 7th, and we're getting about 4 waterfalls converging onto our property. It's flooded in the back doors. We've had it in the vents downstairs, like 2 inches in every vent downstairs. And we can't stop it. It's coming from the streets.
There's no stoppage, there's no curbing or any...
The people behind us just cut their tree down because it was right where the water was. And I'm sure it was so that it wouldn't fall. I didn't even know that was a thing. So, and luckily, the tree didn't hit anything. It just tore up the fence. But we've got 4 more big trees back there, and where it floods, it pulls, and we've got massive trees. We get winds like we had come through here on Thursday. They just drop.
Are the trees on you guys? I'm asking, I'm not trying to be smart.
The trees are on the property.
Yeah.
On the property?
Big, healthy trees.
Big old
There was nothing wrong with this
cottonwoods.
tree. This one was a black walnut.
The ground is so saturated that
The-
the root ball
The
is...
tree didn't break, it just dropped.
Yeah.
The root ball ripped up the fence.
We, he and I are neighbors, and we live on Francis, so we're right down from you.
Uh-huh.
And there are underground springs, and they're always, I mean, my driveway, my yard in between our house is wet 90% of the time. So it all comes down from around your house and up above you on the top of the hill. There's springs all down in there.
Right, so the empty property next to us, they told us there's a spring.
Yeah,
But
right.
our ground, at this point, this will be like our 3rd year here, our ground is not that wet.
Yeah.
It's not, it's until
It's because it's coming down to my house.
it's coming in. And it's just converging, going through our backyard, coming through the front yard, and going out to waterfall to the street.
Yeah.
But in the process, the ground is getting really, really wet, and the trees are just gonna start dropping. They already have.
Yeah.
And we can't stop the water.
Yeah.
I mean, it's coming from the streets.
We've got photographs and video as far as, you can see it coming down the streets, the Gene on the other side.
The upper
Alice, the way
part.
Alice is sloped down through there. So everything converges right down through there, and it runs in between the two houses, three houses that's right in behind us. And it runs through those valleys, and it's coming in as a waterfall.
Just right down
This
to
is not
ours.
spring,
Uh-uh.
this is
from the rain.
Yeah, just-
waterfall.
Well, and I understand that we've had horrible rains, but I guess what are you proposing we do about it? I don't know what, usually the people we have are south of this area because they really haven't, that area up there's known to be, I don't want to say foolproof, but not as flood prone, for sure.
Well, the guy across the street said it floods all the time. He said it's flooded for years, right on that property.
I know, but what are you proposing?
I don't, some kind of action to divert it, or,
Improve the
Because-
infrastructure, I think is what she's saying, to
yeah,
where
we
we
can't
get proper
stop it,
drainage.
and all the cost is gonna be on us. When it starts hitting the house, who's gonna pay for that? Because we can't stop the water.
Stormwater management is part of the Lindsay's, it's part of a town, political subdivision, whatever you want to call it. So in that stormwater management, you cannot divert the water to, let's say, Brandon was out, we were talking about diverting the water, but we can't divert the water.
Because it's just gonna go to our
It's
neighbor.
just going to go to the neighbor. So we can't do that.
And it would be a
Nor do we want
massive
to.
thing to divert it from our property.
But the issue being is there really is no gutter system,
Not up on Alice,
curbing.
and
of any
then down
kind.
Northwest 7th, there's no drainage, no nothing. It's just coming up over the street onto the properties, and it's just down to us.
So this is something that I think needs to be looked at for everybody that's in that Crown Heights subdivision. What can be done, to look at what can be done to divert this water back to the street system, the curbing system, on down to Fourth, and then from Fourth down to the drainage system that is there. And keep that clean and keep that open to where it can drain down. But without any diversion of that water, it's going to continue to flow, and it's going to continue to affect all of us that's in that subdivision. Whether it's, the springs are there, we know that. But this is not springs.
Right.
This is actually stormwater runoff that's affecting.
Well, I don't think it's unique to that one position. My yard has been flooded, and I live north of you guys. I'm not unsympathetic. I just don't know what to do for sure and what we can do, because you are right. We can't run the water on somebody else, or, you can't, you're not supposed to legally.
Right.
Divert water from one property to another property. I'll use me as an example. I'm not supposed to set a area up where I can run water over to my neighbor's house, and create that. I don't know. You think, I'm just asking this, would removing the trees be beneficial or not beneficial, or
It would create more of an issue than what we have.
more of an
We have a
issue?
lot of trees,
Um,
very big trees,
And the neighbor behind us removed the tree just recently.
because it's right where the biggest waterfall that comes through, they just removed it.
Basically,
And now I know
they
why,
just
'cause-
opened it up to more. Because there is nothing that, from the upper
That's
side of
blocking it.
Gene, there's nothing to block it. All of that water coming down through. And it comes right down through that particular property there, as well as the property right next door, lot 15.
It's an empty lot.
And it just drains down, and,
So if you don't mind me asking, so you're saying that water is flowing off of other people's property onto yours. It's not coming from Gene.
Well, it's
No, it's
down
coming from the street
and-
behind us.
It's actually coming
Which is
from
Northwest 7th.
Alice and
It comes down
7th.
Alice, comes down Northwest 7th, comes through their yards. on
Right,
ours.
so, but there's water that's coming off of their property
Yes,
onto your property.
yes.
Okay, that's all I wanted to understand.
It's all the.
It's not coming from Gene, it's coming.
No.
Okay.
It's coming from Northwest 7th.
Northwest 7th.
Oh, and Gene behind us.
Alice,
So
Alice and Northwest 7th are actually
Gene
both
cuts
up
off
the
and
hill
then
from
skips
them.
over up
So
behind
everything
us.
on both
So it's up
streets
the
will
hill
be
a bit
coming
too.
eventually that
I think
direction.
most of it's coming from Alice, though.
Yeah. Right, I mean, ultimately, I think it's.
You said you had picked
No, there's not a curb up on the hill at all.
For future, if you do a new subdivision, that's something you probably want to
It
require.
hurts me, yeah, because we've got
You
it in front of ours. Makes a big difference.
One thing that Bart did, because like I said, we get it, is he put in a French drain, isn't that correct?
Yeah, well, whoever added on to my house, my house was, ran east and west, and they added onto it this way, and it made a spot where the water pooled up in the corner. So I put in a French drain to take it on around, to the street. And,
Yeah, help
of
me.
course, I took mine to the street to where it would stay out of her yard.
Right.
But the thing just whenever I saw what y'all had up there, I was just, I was thinking, like, recently the rain has been so hard, my French drain couldn't, I've got a 4-inch pipe, and it could not keep up. It's still, I had water trickling through the garage, going out the front, but it's just been an outrageous amount of rain that we've had, this season. But as far as up the hill, thinking on it, to me, it's like it wasn't engineered well back when they started building the houses back
No.
then. They didn't think that far ahead. They just built houses.
Right.
And,
That street is curved, though, isn't it? I'm not being, I think, that street curved, Gene, is it?
it curves.
Curves around, and then it picks up on the backside on the other side of Northwest 7th.
It's just,
Well, I
Gene
mean, if there
continues.
was been a way to get the water to the street, it would potentially wouldn't roll.
I think you guys have an easement on two sides of your
Yes.
street.
The north and the west.
And I don't know, Brandon was gonna go back and do some looking too. I don't know if we could, go in there and slope that easement and take it more to the street.
It's gonna end up right on our neighbor. It'll go right in his
See,
garage because
and we
he's
can't-
lower than us.
That's it, we can't do that, we can't make it, but.
But if they take it through the easement, well, if you did a
If you-
ditch from there, maybe.
the only way that I could think of to do it would be to build, to have some kind of curb system, just up the hill from them, like the length of the Alice easement and the length from their corner
Down to
to
Winona.
Francis.
Mm-hmm.
That way,
Yes.
it would all run down the easement then, but, that would get it to the streets, but it would,
Yeah.
I don't know what it would take to make that happen.
That would require an engineer.
You need a broader engineering report.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you,
But,
hydrologists come in maybe and could tell us where the water's flowing, coming from. I believe that.
I mean, the biggest thing sounds like to get it to flow down the street.
Your house-
606 Gene, right?
2 stories.
606, yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, they live right on that curve.
So you're saying there's an easement on the north?
I think
North
there's
and on
one
the west.
and on the north.
Yes.
It's kind of, the easements up there are really.
The north one's really cluttered with trees and stuff, but the west one's clear.
Yeah.
And that's where it's coming from the west.
Is it do we know what type of easement it is?
Well, it's a platted easement, so it's a
Oh.
utility easement.
They don't use the one on the north, though, because there's no lines running back there. That's further up on the houses on this other side.
An utility easement, it's not the same thing as a drainage easement, though.
No.
Right.
It'd just be him going in there and gently sloping it. We don't have the ability to, dig it out. I'm sure there's utilities in it.
I know further down, further down the hill, east of them, REC and the city both have electrical lines that run through there. That's the ones we was talking about a few weeks ago about the trees that need trimmed. They're really bad. That's the ones that probably cause the flickers and stuff up there on the hill. But like you said, I can't remember, I don't know how far that easement goes behind.
Well, it goes all the way behind the house, but the power pole stops like right at the property on our
That's
east
what I was
side.
thinking.
Yeah, it's like a dead pole, and then it picks up on the other side and runs.
Yeah.
So, yeah, there's no reason that they need to drive back there other than,
It's just because REC's on the north side of the easement and ours is on the south side. So you got two sets of poles running down that.
right.
I mean, and with the amount of water that's flowing up there, with Brandon changing the elevation a little bit, even sloping, you're gonna increase the erosion.
Right.
In
In a hurry.
in not much, and we would put it
Yeah.
on somebody else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know, I mean, this is probably, you hear that 100-year flood, but it probably is. Plus, but that's not a good excuse, but.
We got flooded last year, too. It came clear up to the back doors.
Yeah.
It all comes right up to the house.
But when did they not disclose that when they sold to the house?
No.
No.
And there's a drainage around the house, but it can only do so much. It's not very deep. It overflows quickly.
I just hate we never met. I went over there and I've done electrical work for her several times and she never mentioned a thing about it. But I don't know.
Yeah.
Bob that lives across the street, Bob, what's his last name?
Hood.
Cud? Yeah, he's the one that told us that, he said it always floods there.
And it's
We
not
didn't
just a
know.
little flood, I mean, it's gushing down.
It just
We're
pours,
not
it just
talking-
pours off that.
Yes,
It's just a waterfall. I mean, it's that deep
and it's wide coming through there.
in two different spots, in between these.
Depending, between 2 and 4, depending on how
I
bad the
thought
rain
all it came
is.
through my front yard.
Is it bad enough
You're on the
that you
other
can
side of
surf?
the hill.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
probably, yeah. It gets a bit swampy, I tell ya.
Yeah, it does.
Did you say you had pictures?
Yes.
Could I
You got
see them,
pictures
please?
on yours?
Yes.
Oops.
I can show you.
Wind damage on the house as well, going through. That's the tree that, and you can see some of the water there now.
Brandon and Kim,
Yeah, I see it.
he's just had, one short opportunity to go look. I've been by there, but not with anybody, so.
Where the tree
I don't-
damaged the fence when it
I
came
mean,
down.
if, I couldn't tell you what to do if I.
Water. This is
guarantee
damage
it, I don't
up
think
front,
it's here.
when they did the repair and the electrical, they cut the
Drains
trees
down
down.
the ground all
They
the time.
damaged the front,
See, I put
of course, now it's all
I poured
washed
it.
out.
Right.
Concrete
Yeah.
from my house.
And let me see.
Got a
Okay.
drain,
Well, what I
where
would,
it's bad.
I can make a suggestion.
It's better.
If y'all are computer savvy, I'm not.
Ish.
But, you can download them pictures and bring them in.
Okay.
That way we can look at it and kind of get a general idea of
Okay.
what's going on.
That's after. I mean, it's,
That's
the
kayak.
tough part is-
You can take kayak out
Like
there.
Josh was
Yes.
saying, if you do build some kind of
it's
curb or
right up
something,
against the house.
it's gonna erode
Yeah.
out wherever it heads.
You take,
So,
you know,
it would take
and,
engineers,
that would help.
but,
Okay.
I mean, you can't even pave it because
I'll get my daughter to
there's
help
all
me with
signs and
that. We
stuff
can
under
do
it
that.
most likely.
What I was saying to Tony, so just need to look at it, see what kind of grade we have.
Like I said, I don't know.
How much
I don't know what
grade
we,
we're looking at.
I mean, I'm not saying we're not sympathetic or we can't do something eventually, I don't know, but right now, if I told you we're gonna fix it, I don't know what we'd do to fix it. Cause I don't think anybody here could guarantee we're gonna go ahead and do this, it's gonna be better, cause I don't know if it will be. Even if our intent, your intentions can be good and still not be able to do anything, so we probably need to have somebody look at it that's supposedly more of an expert than we are to make a recommendation. What do you think, Mr. Attorney?
Well, just on the brief information that I've, heard and then what I've looked at, it appears that Northwest 7th and Alice Avenue, there's no drainage on those streets.
Right.
Which means they are simply, they're just roads.
Yeah.
There's not drainage. And the city would have a obligation, if we've constructed drainage, to maintain that drainage in a capacity that it was intended. So if we have, something that's supposed to handle just 4-inch rains, like the curb and guttering that exists on Jean, we have to make sure that we maintain that curb and guttering that might exist on Jean. But if there isn't anything that exists on 4th or 7th, then that's just the natural flow of water coming off of that. Just based purely off of my observation online and not being present. So that's the only thing that I can say.
Yeah. And that's what you're right. I mean, from 7th Street down, there's no curbs. I'm sorry, 7th Street down, we have curbs. Like up the hill from y'all, the rest of it is just,
To the street.
it's just street. You have asphalt and then people's yards.
And developers, when they built houses or whatever, they may not have built swales to contain water coming off of a street. There may not have been even a street in existence at the time. There's, Jean Avenue looks more like a part of you had referenced a actual neighborhood, which sounds like it was actually a platted subdivision where they did do all of those things in accordance with current codes. But, with the city where it hasn't been constructed that way, and with homes that may have been in existence for 40 years or more, streets that were constructed without drainage, it's just what exists in the natural state. And so, we'd have to take a look at it. But, I can't give you an opinion one way or the other on what should be done.
I think we can say we'll look at it, and we don't, because I don't know, and we don't know either, I don't think there's a magical solution. Or at least, if there is a magical solution, we want to make sure that it is magical, not just something, if I told you we're going to go out and fix it tomorrow, I'd just be lying, because I don't know, what would have to be done to stop that and help you, because, you want the solution, and I understand that, but,
I'm not giving you any legal advice, but it sounds to me that there wasn't a disclosure made to you when you acquired the property, which should have been disclosed.
There was no.
And so I would recommend that you would consult with legal counsel about that.
Okay. Okay, yeah, because as far as us even diverting it, it's going to go somebody else's property unless we cut straight through ours. There's no two ways about it to get it to the street.
I would like to have your pictures though, at least to see
Okay.
if there's anything that's gonna affect our, like around our roads or something that,
Can we download, you all have email, that type of thing, that we could download it to, or city email that we could download? Pictures.
you wanna give them an email address that they can.
I'll help you out. I'll give you my email. I'll help you out.
Okay.
You can't even use a computer.
Yeah, if we could get somebody to take a look, I know Brandon's been out there and that type of thing, and see if there's anything that we can do, even on our end without diverting it over to the neighborhood.
well, and I don't want you to misunderstand, I'm not unsympathetic, and hopefully you don't think, I just don't know what we need to do or could do, that's kind of what I was, I got sold, not here, but another town, the house, and water ran through the garage and out the back door. But they didn't tell me that when they sold it to me, so, you're supposed to disclose those things. I don't know where that,
Now you have to.
Yeah.
Used to, you didn't.
yeah.
but-
I was thinking, I think the lady up the hill from y'all that trimmed the tree, are you talking about the one that trimmed the tree on, probably west of you? She had a big maple tree in her front yard? Yeah. She has the opposite problem. The water runs down her driveway into the garage door and then out the back. She had the opposite of what I got going on. But one of her fears was that maple tree was gonna fall on the neighbors' cars.
Yeah, because we drove around afterwards, and it was just right there, and
She'd already lost one of them.
I saw it go down, and then my tree fell, and I went, I bet she's just looking out her window going, yep, that's why we did it. I didn't know that could happen, it just,
I was just thinking of, even if, if we curbed, it's just a thought, if you curbed 7th Street, you'd still have to have some kind of a hump for the people that have driveways to keep the water up there.
right.
And
Well, there
It's
is
the
that
whole-
little
it's the whole part of
ditches and culverts that's along through there, but the culverts, the ditches have been filled in.
Yes, sir.
the culverts are.
There's some, but yeah, they're so shallow now
Yeah,
that,
I mean, there's even some down
barely see
here
'em.
in the lower part too.
so it's not doing much for the drainage.
Yeah.
All right, well, can you help them? Okay. Let's go on to number 12, 2023.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
2023 audit. Discuss consideration possible action on the 2023
Well,
audit.
this was wishful thinking. They told us they'd have it done in June, but they didn't get it till the end of it, so we're really still in their time. They are so close. I am probably gonna need a special meeting to do, some transfers and the end of the year to get our stuff how we need it. And so, when I hear from them, I'm gonna try to do a dual purpose, because we're gonna get this thing knocked out this month if it kills us. Because we're ready to start a new one, and this one has been kind of a mess.
Let's just don't go to the extreme of killing me, like, you in particular, we don't want that to happen.
So, anyway, we're gonna have to reschedule, and I'll
Okay.
just have to let you know, but we're telling everybody, publicly, that we will most likely have a special meeting to have the audit and to finish up some of our last-minute transfers.
Okay, so no action there. 13, Georgia Tech Research Institute, discuss consideration possible action on GTRI doing testing at the airport.
So, I don't know if you guys read the letter that I sent out to you, so you know as much about it as I know. It doesn't seem like a bad thing. It's the perfect distance from the radar sites and the things that they need. I mean, to me, anything that we can help people like that are doing, research that's going to help us weather-wise and with the radar operations in Norman, why wouldn't we? Obviously, we'll put in the stipulation that they're not to bother any of our, pilots.
That's the only
coming in
thing
and out.
I'd want, if
And-
they create any damages or something,
Yeah.
they
So,
responsible to
that
repair.
may be something I have to hook them up with you, Ray, but, I mean, it doesn't sound like they're gonna do anything but put drones up mainly, and, I don't,
I think, I don't really see the potential for damages unless the drones
Well, it
crash
didn't-
into something.
It didn't me either, but I'd rather be
So,
safe than sorry.
Yeah, everything's, I mean, what I was looking at, they're insured, they're licensed.
Look good.
They have
and we would
certificate.
require that they go ahead and send us all their FAA stuff and their, but,
So do we need to take action on
well,
that?
Just need to approve that.
just to allow them to do it,
Okay.
so.
Entertain a motion.
I'd make a motion to approve the agreement.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Lau,
Yes.
Paul,
Yes.
Brennan,
Yes.
Parker,
Yes.
Rowe,
Yes.
Miller,
Yes.
Inman.
Yes. Budget, discuss consideration possible action on the budget.
So I made the changes, and I think we've worked out the other thing that we're gonna do through donation this year possibly, and the other. So if you don't wanna change the budget for that, then I think the only other, no, I don't think there's anything else then on the new budget that we really need to talk about, unless you've thought of something else in the meantime.
Okay. Anybody?
I don't have any changes.
And it's not like, it's not a living document.
Right.
We can change it every month if we
Have to.
That's the
choose
tough-
to.
That's the tough part to get people to understand is,
It's not set in
it's
stone.
everything's
We're
based
not
on.
It's not in
guaranteed
stone.
that revenue coming in. We may, so, this
Everything's
is our
based
our best guess at this point.
It's we're based on historical spending
Yeah.
and
Okay, do I need
inflation
to
and
go
whatever,
through
so.
more of these or entertain a motion on?
I think the next one would be, I don't think we have to do really anything on 14, do we? We just have to, if we
No.
adopt the budget resolution, then we're accepting it as,
So we're
as it
down to
is right
15,
now.
budget resolution 2025-01, discuss consideration possible action on resolution 2025-01.
So I'll make a motion to approve resolution 2025-01.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Inman,
Yes.
Miller,
Yes.
Rowe,
Yes.
Parker,
Yes.
Brennan,
Yes.
Paul,
Yes.
Lau,
Nay.
16, budget, we don't need to do a budget amendment, right, do we?
I do want to talk to you a little bit about it.
Okay, all right.
So, this is this year's stuff. And again, we can have a special meeting and we can do this, but I really need you thinking about it at this point. We are only about $100 and some thousand to the good on the city, 109,000, something like that good. This year's been a tough year, and even having anything good, I was wondering if we would. So if we're, still $399 from this audit that's getting ready to come out, if we end up being $100,000 to the good, then we're going to be $299 out still. Now, if you guys, I think I sent it out though on the email. Our taxes that came in this month were $167,000.
Right.
So I was a little shocked. So here's the explanation for it. It's not as bad as it seems. We really got $277,000. What happened is in December of '23 and January '24, a company paid us and they should have probably paid somebody else. So now they've realized it, they filed their stuff on May the 28th, and of course, you don't get time on these. They go, oop, 110,000, gone. So they took it out on this one. Because initially when I saw it, I thought, if we're dropping this much, we're in big trouble. So not as big a trouble as we're still up there, not really where I'd like to be, but we're still kind of like last month. It's good, it's better than it was, it's okay, it's stable. But that 100,000 is gonna make a difference now, because half of that is 50,000 that goes into our city, and half of that goes into the other. That's gonna drop the 109,000 that we're ahead now, another 55,000. And we're not getting that money coming in this month extra. So I'm worried about where we'll be at the end on the city. I mean, we may end up being right on, like right there. Two things. One, we're not going under. So if we need to make budget amendments and move 20,000 or whatever, I absolutely want to do that, and I want to do it before the end of the year. But I also thought we might consider moving half of our debt. I don't want to move it all. I want to leave the money in the utility side. That's where we're going to need the money. But I wouldn't mind moving a couple $100,000 over and clear, like half
Some
our
of the
debt. And then we'll know the next year we could do it again if we needed to and be out. So that's something, that's why I need you thinking. Is that something we want to do? Do we want to move? We could move it all and clear our debt. But the money's a lot more restricted on the city side than it is on the other. Now, I don't know, Ray may tell us get out of debt. I don't know. Because our audits are gonna say, you're in debt, you're in debt, you're in debt, and I don't like that. But I also want to keep that money. If tomorrow we know we got to work on that substation, we know we're already working on it. We're no guarantees that the federal government, even though they've accepted us back in for the money, is going to come through. It didn't last year. Every year it's come through. Last year it decides we're not getting it. So.
We'll look at it as a great surprise if we get it,
Yeah, it'll be a fantastic surprise.
but we might not.
But
Don't think we ever planned on it.
we can't count on it.
Even if we transferred the full amount to go ahead and cover our debt and wipe that out, that's money we would transfer anyway to cover expenses down the road.
Yeah, but you're gonna have to transfer that to make expenses. You're already
Right.
in that $400,000 to $500,000 transfer every year for our expenses. That's our typical yearly transfer. And so now you'd be looking at an additional $400, $399, whatever, to pull the debt out. I don't know if I'm ready to commit to that
You'd
yet.
be comfortable with
But half
half of
I'd
it.
be comfortable with half of it. If you wanted to turn, I just would be more comfortable I get, we're gonna have another year with debt on our books, but
What do you, I mean,
But
I trust
50% is a
her.
good move.
Sounds like it.
yeah, so.
What debt are you
we
talking
don't-
about?
Huh?
What debt are you talking about?
I'm talking about the debt that the city is sitting in on the books as far as the audit is concerned.
Okay.
Now,
We've been chopping.
money in the
away at that
bank
money
is
for-
different than debt on the books. We
Yeah.
all know that. We're fine in our operations. But that money still has to come back to the city side. At some point, that 399,000 has to come back in. And we're not, I mean, you know, we've gone from 1.3 the year Janice was here to 300 and some now. I mean, so we've been hitting it this year, not so good. Revenues weren't as good as we had hoped, you know.
But if
Taxes.
we can
Yeah.
get that off, you know, eventually, I mean,
Say that, I mean-
the happy days, well, happy days are here, but better days are here.
Yeah.
So, and that's,
And that could be in a budget amendment for this fiscal cycle to go ahead and get that done.
Yes, and we would probably, I can get that ready and we can do that at the special meeting if that's something that we
And-
think we might want to do.
hey, if we had, you know, turned around and the economy got really good, then we might want a budget amendment.
Absolutely might want to clear it. I mean,
Yeah.
you may want to see halfway through next year that you're going to be a little leaner on the utility side, you may want to clear it.
We hope that
Right.
happens, but I don't know.
Or we may be fine because taxes go up and be able to clear it. I mean, we had 3.5 the year before in sales tax, and we got 3 this year. That's $500,000, another one of those years, and we're, you know, we're out, we are out.
Yeah.
We didn't have one of those this year.
What do you, anybody comments, or, I think we just need to probably trust her. Sounds like she's got a good plan. And she's got more experience than I have, for darn sure.
I will bring it ready. I mean, it's still a vote. You guys can make your decisions, think about it, whatever. Plus, we'll have any other budget amendments. You know, we always have where we're shuffling at the end of the year between departments
Yeah.
and, you know.
I'd
So
say go ahead and bring it.
we'll
Yeah.
have that, so.
Okay,
anyway.
we don't need to action on that, though, do we?
No,
Okay.
no, I just need your
Yeah.
thoughts, so.
Any other? Let's move on then to 17, Garvin County interlocal agreement for detention service. Discuss consideration and possible action on interlocal agreement for detention service. Next page. Okay,
I didn't see anything.
I didn't see
that had
anything
changed,
different
did you?
from
No.
previous year.
it's
All right,
not.
So,
Entertain a motion. We need a
I'll
motion.
make a motion to approve it.
Second.
Motion been made and second. Roll call, please.
Lau,
Yes.
Paul,
Yes.
Brennan,
Yes.
Parker,
Yes.
Rowe,
Yes.
Miller,
Yes,
Inman.
Yes. 18, Chamber of Commerce agreement. Discussion consideration possible action on the Chamber of Commerce agreement.
you guys have seen that I have made changes on it. They had voiced that they didn't particularly want to help with the fireworks and the Christmas at the last meeting that I attended, and so I mean, that's money we had given them that just will save us money, so we're back to the 6,000, and neither one of those items are in it. I took them out, so.
Any discussion, entertain a motion if nobody has any.
Is she gonna bring us her invoice or her report next month? Is she gonna give us a report?
I have not asked for one, but I can.
That probably would be good, I think, so.
I'd make a motion to approve the contract pending the presentation of the report.
Motion's been made.
I'll second that.
Motion's been made and seconded. Roll call, please.
Inman,
Yes?
Miller,
Yes,
Rowe,
Yes.
Parker,
Yes.
Brennan,
Yes.
Paul,
Yes.
Lau,
Yes.
19, cemetery contract. Discussion consideration possible action on cemetery contract.
This is the one with Monty that we use every year,
Okay.
so.
You guys probably saw it. If anybody have a question about it,
I make a motion that we approve.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded. Roll call, please.
Lau,
Yes.
Paul,
Yes.
Brennan,
Yes.
Parker,
Yes.
Rowe,
Yes.
Miller,
Yes.
Inman.
Yes. Food bank contract, discuss consideration of possible action on food bank contract.
What does that entail? I mean, as far as,
It's helping with, basically, against hunger, kind of more or
Strictly
less.
food, and it's for citizens.
Citizens.
Yep.
says we have an amount or that we are,
Actually, it went down a little bit this year. I dropped them both by everything by, those two by 5%.
It's like
So,
11.4, something like that.
it's in here.
It's currently $950 per month.
Yeah, it was 1,000, and now it'll be 950. My hope is everything is really good at 6 months, and we may want to go in and do a contract alter if that's the case. But at this point, I just feel like if we're cutting everything, we need to cut everything. So,
Okay, any questions or entertain a motion then for approval?
second it.
I make a motion we approve the food bank contract.
Okay. Motion been made. I'll second it. Roll call, please.
Inman,
Yes.
Miller,
Yes.
Rowe,
Yes.
Parker.
Yes.
Brennan,
Yes.
Paul,
Yes.
Lau,
Yes.
21, McLean County interlocal agreements, discuss consideration possible action, McLean County interlocal agreement with the city of Lindsay.
yeah, this is the road and drainage, so not, I think the other one was,
The other one was the jail services.
detention.
Right.
Yeah, so so this one's just roads and stuff with McLean.
Any questions? If not, entertain a motion to approve.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Second.
Motion been made and seconded. Roll call, please.
Lau,
Yes.
Paul,
Yes.
Brennan,
Yes.
Parker,
Yes.
Rowe,
Yes.
Miller,
Yes.
Inman.
Yes. Okay, is this a different one, or?
No, I think the two different ones is, one is from them to us and one is from us to them, but do
Okay.
we need two different votes?
Yes.
Okay, discuss consideration of possible action on the city of Lindsay interlocal agreement with McLean County. So we're going the other way now.
I'll make a motion we approve.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Inman,
Yes.
Miller,
Yes.
Rowe,
Yes.
Parker,
Yes.
Brennan,
Yes.
Paul,
Yes.
Lau,
Yes.
23 unforeseen items, discuss consideration of possible action on unforeseen items, anything? Okay. Let's move on to 24, executive session action, discuss consideration of possible action to enter into executive session pursuant to 25 Oklahoma State Section 307B3, discussing, one, the purchase appraisal of real property, Section 307B4, for confidential communications between counsel and attorney regarding Garvin County case number CJ 24-102, Philpott versus Garvin County, et al. 3, for confidential communication between the council and its attorney concerning IAFF Local 5391 pending claim for past wages. If the public body, with the advice of its attorney, determines that the disclosure will seriously impair the ability of the public body to conduct the pending litigation in the public interest. 4, 307B1, discussing employment of the city manager for purposes of a performance evaluation and for confidential communication between council and attorney regarding a claim against the Rural Electric Cooperative regarding the lease purchase agreement filed with Garvin County Clerk, BK 2203, page 643. Entertain a motion for going into executive session.
So moved.
Second.
Motion been made and seconded. Roll call, please.
Lau,
Yes.
Paul,
Yes.
Brennan,
Yes.
Parker,
Yes.
Rowe,
Yes.
Miller,
Yes.
Inman.
Yes.
Come on back and then we'll send you.
Do that one last and, okay. Oh, here's all the.
I'll take these in there just in case. I don't know. Really need them, but I'll probably shoot them out.
Got plenty in here.
Yeah, we did.
feelings, huh?
It costs a lot of money, I think that's probably true, but I don't like to hear that. We're came through my attorney, you'll be hearing from me shortly.
It's like, Kim sent me Mr. Emmons.
Okay, let's see, we're down to.
25.
25, okay. Let's see.
I make a motion, we reconvene the meeting.
Second.
Motion been made and seconded, roll call, please.
Inman,
Yes?
Miller,
Yes.
Rowe,
Yes.
Barker,
Yes.
Drennan,
Yes.
Hall,
Yes.
Lau.
Yes.
Mr. Mayor, I don't think
Yes.
there's any official action that needs to be taken by the council on any of the items that were discussed in executive session.
Okay. We're down to governing board comments. Anybody, right? Is that where we're at? Anybody questions for Sally? Okay. Nobody have any, you have
Well,
anything?
I was gonna ask
Oh,
I'm sorry, go
Yeah,
ahead.
take that back. I think there needs to be an action for recommendation or designating me to communicate performance evaluation.
Okay. Well, I recommend that we let Ray negotiate for our, I don't know, negotiate, it's not a
Well,
good
just
term.
discuss with Sally.
Discuss with Sally evaluations.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Lau,
Yes.
Hall,
Yes.
Drennan,
Yes.
Barker,
Yes.
Rowe,
Yes.
Miller,
Yes.
Inman,
Yes. Okay, now we're at, any comments? Bart, you were saying something.
Yeah, on the tree limb deal, is everybody supposed to get their stuff to the curb to get that hauled off, I guess?
Yes, and a couple of different things on that. Yes, please bring it to the curb. We're not gonna come on the property to get stuff. Things are gonna happen. Right now, we're so muddy that we can't get out to take big stuff. So don't be surprised if your neighbor gets picked up because they've got smaller branches that we can chip. So we'll be coming through, starting to pick up ones that we can chip, and then we'll work our way over the next couple of weeks, getting out everything. Give us a little time, there's a lot of it.
Okay.
And we're still muddy, and, you know, we're hoping to get some dry days, but looks like there's a couple,
What's dry weather?
yeah. So,
I don't think huge trees are in the offering ever, though.
Yeah.
Somebody says, I got
yeah.
a, 6-foot round tree, well, that's not happening.
It's gotta be something that our backhoe can get. I mean, if it's that big, there may be some issues
Just
with,
gonna lay down one of those big oaks.
yeah, you
That's the
know.
reason I was telling Josh, I was pointing the other.
I can pile some stuff at the curb.
I guess my next question, I mean, it was like approved by DEQ that we can take stuff out.
It is approved. We got a one-time approval because of storm damage that we can pick it up, take it out, and burn it.
Is there a time limit to when we have to have it burnt?
Not necessarily a time limit, that I'm sure it's gonna be pretty short-term. We're gonna try to get most of it done in a couple weeks, again, depending on weather.
But, I mean, once you light the fire, as long as it's going.
Yeah, well, I mean, the problem is it can't blow towards anybody, so you could light it and like literally in Oklahoma have to put it out, 30 seconds later because the wind has switched direction. So, I mean, the last one we got to burn was amazing. It was so dry, it went up in a matter of a couple of hours, it was done. These won't be that way, because these are live trees that are
green.
not gonna burn like
Yeah.
that last pile did.
I didn't know how that stuff worked. I didn't
Yeah.
know if we had a time limit on how soon we could get it burnt, but so it
No.
varies with the wind and everything
Yeah,
else.
I mean,
Okay.
we're,
Gotta catch a calm day, but everything's so green now.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
If we, even the next month, if we could get it someday.
It smolder for a long time.
I know Jesse, we did it one time, and Jesse worked real close and kind of the go-to
they
guy.
burned it in the last one, the fire guys went out, and I figured they'd be there half the night, and it was,
Okay, any other questions? You got anything to enlighten us about?
I do have a few things. Again, we talked about audit, a special meeting with amendments and transfers. The animal shelter we're working on, we've got kennels bought. When we went to get them, they were great. So we're excited to get those started. We gotta get our fencing up. So maybe in the next couple of months or so, we can actually get the animals moved over to our new location. The Delta contract, I meant to get it on this one, and I had a couple of things I still wanted to work on. The only thing that's gonna change on it, a couple of things that we had talked about before, we will lower it to 19 from 20, and also tweaking a little bit of the maintenance stuff. Small maintenance, the small maintenance stuff will still stay with them, but ensuring, like, if it's probably a roof, or if it's a air conditioner unit or something like that, that we feel like's part of our building structure, we will probably take care of that. Now, like, they got a small hot water tank up there, that stuff would still remain with them, but kind of clarifying, because right now it just says all maintenance. And I think that concerns them now that we've kind of put some of the maintenance back on them, like, are we going to make them fix the roof? If it's the roof, well, I feel like that's kind of part of our infrastructure, we kind of stay with that. So I'll get some good wording, and may bug Ray about if there's a contract out there that has maybe some better wording to fix that little section. But other than that, just lowering it that little bit. And again, I'd love to be able to put it back at some point, maybe we will.
Will you keep the rent at the same? Are you gonna
At
increase
this
that?
point, if they're gonna maintain the maintenance like we had talked about, and I probably won't ask for that to be increased. Now, if they want completely out of that, then that would be part of it. I would think we'd have to look at a rate increase, so.
Yeah, because it's not ever been more than what it is now,
No.
ever.
Not that I can find.
Yeah.
Like, so,
Anything else?
no, unless you guys have some questions.
I need a
Make a motion, we adjourn to LPWA?
Second.
roll call, please.
Inman,
Yes.
Miller,
Yes.
Rowe,
Yes.
Parker.
Yes.
Drennan,
Yes.
Hall,
Yes.
Wow,
Yes.
Okay, call the meeting to order, LPWA. Roll call, please.
Wow,
Yes.
Hall,
Here.
Drennan,
Here.
Parker,
Here.
Rowe,
You here?
Miller,
Here.
Inman,
Here. Consent agenda. We have, okay, go ahead, I'm sorry.
I'll make a motion to dispense with the reading of the consent agenda and accept it as provided.
Bingo.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Inman,
Yes.
Miller,
Yes.
Rowe,
Yes.
Parker,
Yes.
Drennan,
Yes.
Hall,
Yes.
Wow,
Yes.
5, budget amendment, discuss consideration, possible action on budget amendment, department, and fund transfers.
Again, not anything to do today, but it would affect this side too, because money comes from this side to go to the other side. So,
Okay.
again, to think about, so.
Have you got any idea when you'd want that special meeting?
No, but is there a good time that you guys have in particular? I mean, are Mondays better, and probably kind of as late as possible, but maybe the 23rd,
What, is it a Monday?
Monday?
I don't,
That's good with me.
Third. Talking about third next month.
23rd.
This 23rd.
This 23rd of this month?
June the
2 weeks from
23rd.
tonight.
And if it
Oh,
needed to
okay,
be later,
yeah,
I just have
I
to
don't have a
get,
problem with that.
yeah, so.
23rd at 6?
Yeah, so tentatively, I'm gonna,
You
I'd
think
have
you
to
might-
get with the auditor to make sure they could be.
that's what I was gonna say, the
So that's
auditor.
gonna make a difference, if
Okay.
that can still be, I mean, the 30th would probably be the next, like, we'd be really pushing it, but
Okay.
Okay. All right, now we're down to number, anything else on budget amendments, I don't think so. Okay, utility issues, anything there? Okay. Water plant project 7, discuss consideration possible action on water plant project.
the water plant is a problem. I mean, it's, We have taken lightning strike after lightning strike after lightning strike. We had people out today because a new thing, our pumps had gone down on another part of it, and he said he's almost sure that we took a lightning strike. Like, okay, so, we're back off bypass right now. We're running on one pump. Our train that went down through all of that we thought we might have burned up because it ran dry is back running. So small blessings have come, at least, because that would have been huge expense. But our pumps are down. It has burned up so on that back, they were looking at that old original surge protector, and he said we need to replace it. But we're talking, that's a probably $3,000 or $4,000 surge protector.
Yep.
So it's not minimal amount of money, I mean, when you think surge protector. So, this could be another item that if we have a special meeting and we've got him that came today, we've got the pump guy coming tomorrow. I may have more information by the next meeting that I can put something on and do a quick utility side if we have to take care of something water plant wise. So,
On the positive side, shouldn't have to water much.
Well, I mean, you talk about a $5,000 surge protector, how much equipment's downline from that you're protecting?
a lot, and you
Yeah,
can't
so-
believe the number of times now we've
You got
replaced
breaker
stuff,
panels,
worked
you
on
got two or
stuff.
three, there's like variable speed drives on the wall. I mean, there's tons. So I
Yeah.
mean, never mind.
So,
So if it's down, it doesn't make a lot of sense not to
oh,
replace
yeah.
it.
Maybe our power company could help us with that.
It's a problem. So,
We pay them a good chunk of money on that deal.
Yeah.
I was saying that joking, half joking, but half serious.
Well, I was actually trying to work out how they could figure out how to arrest the lightning.
Yeah, I don't know that they can.
I know, there's lightning arresters at the pole. That surge protector on the side of the main distribution panel.
I think there's two other surge protectors in line.
There was. One of them, I took one out because one of them showed to be bad. I mean, it was still lit up, but it was causing fuses to
So
blow.
to clarify here, because
Go ahead.
Bart has helped us, volunteered a ton of time, not getting paid to come help us because we were in a bind. So this town ought to appreciate the fact that we've got somebody willing to go spend time. He certainly didn't have to. So I want people to know that we appreciate that, so.
Thank you.
Thanks, Bart.
Like I said, it was just,
But it has
I like
been
helping. I mean, I
extremely
like-
frustrating
yeah,
to,
it's
I'm
I
sure to
told you,
him and
it's
all
kinda
of
like
us.
It's kind of like a challenge now, trying to figure out what to do to try to keep, I mean, the way this thing works is there's, this air compressor is what we're working on. It's the smallest piece of equipment out there, but yet it's the one that controls all the pneumatic valves on all the piping. When that goes down, the valves, I guess, go to default or whatever, and it don't operate. Well, every lightning strike we've taken it got a transformer and 2 or 3 fuses Thursday. Or no, I put them in Thursday, and it burned up one transformer. I put a new one in. It got them Friday night. So I went to Duncan, picked up a couple more transformers and some extra fuses. So far as I know, that since we didn't get the big storm we thought we was going to get,
luckily.
we made it through.
If we get big lightning, it's like that's a magnet.
Yeah. I did some
How
extra.
come all of a sudden, because this is the first year that I can remember.
Well, since
That this
I've
has
been
just
here,
happened.
we've done it, this will be 6 times at least.
That we've been.
So most of the time, you don't hear about it, we fix it, we go on. And we're like, okay. And so about number 3, I'm frustrated and I'm like, okay, I'm not buying any more parts, you gotta fix it. But I'm sure there's a fix. It's one of those things though that's been crazy. So,
Well, and you've done a good job of communicating with the public. I letting the public know, because I know, you know, the water hadn't been that bad, but it's, you know, it's just people schedule their washing and cleaning and things like that, and, you know, and I think that's, you know, maybe we're more aware of it now than we were at one time.
Well, I know Will gets frustrated because he'll call me and he'll say, I need to go into bypass. And I'll go, can you give me 3 or 4 hours? Just
Yeah.
give me 3 or 4 hours.
Yeah.
And I'll call Kim and I'm like, put it on. Tell him
Yeah.
if they got to wash,
Yes.
do it now, you know? So we're trying, we really are, but sometimes we're not going to have that opportunity always, but we
This-
are trying.
You guys probably know this, but that system, we could sell the water out of it from out there. It's reverse osmosis system.
It's great.
And if you look, most bottled water, I look on his, I don't think his has on there, but most of it will have processed by the reverse osmosis system. So the quality of the water from the plant is good. Now, I'm not guaranteeing that all the pipes it runs through are number one.
No, but that's a future plan.
But we're
to
trying to
work
fix
on
that.
some pipes, so.
We fixed a lot of them through the year. It just takes a long time to do that
Yeah.
stuff, but.
Takes time.
So,
The weirder part about this is like that, it's just that you got a box on that air compressor that has a couple of fuses, a transformer, you know, and stuff, and it's getting them. And so I ran
And when it
new
gets that
wire
stuff,
grounding
you know,
it
that's
and everything again, so
$600, $800, $1,000, just gone.
it's a crazy deal. I mean, lightning does crazy stuff, but
Yes.
to pick that one piece of equipment without hurting the rest of the building, it's a weird
Well,
deal.
apparently we took a bigger one one of these last two, because they said this time it got they're pretty sure it got the pumps. So,
okay, there's no action required on that, though, right, or anything?
yeah.
Okay, 8, sewer lagoon project. Discuss consideration, possible action on sewer lagoons and project proposal.
Our numbers were still looking good, our thing seems to be helping, so I think we're headed in the right direction.
That's that treatment.
Yeah, and right now, we've got way too much water, but, I mean, who doesn't?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, moving ever onward. Any comments, governing board comments? Seeing none, and you have anything to tell us?
One more quick thing, it's kind of back on the water plant. We know other water plants that shut down at night, and that's not a problem. We talked to the guy today, he said that may help us, especially like right now where we're running one pump to not overwork it. So we may do some shutting down at night, that won't affect our water, that's not putting it in bypass, that's just not running the plant. And also, we may shut it down if the weather's bad, I mean, and take it out.
Maybe so.
Right now, that's kind of an option for us, but that may be part of our plan.
Anything else?
4th of July plans?
We're gonna honor America.
June
Okay.
28th,
No, I don't have any.
free swim day, fireworks at dawn, there'll be food trucks and stuff out there. There might be a few vendors, we're not touting it as a big vendor event, but, you know, we've told them if they want to, they're more than welcome to be out there. So, June the 28th.
June the 28th.
For most of the afternoon, it's gonna start like an afternoon thing?
Yeah, it's afternoon to evening.
Okay, entertain a motion to adjourn.
I'll make a motion we adjourn.
Second. Motion been made and seconded. Roll call, please.
Lau,
Yes.
Paul,
Yes.
Brennan,
Yes.
Barker.
Yes.
Rowe,
Yes.
Miller,
Yes.
Inman.
Yes.